Let's pretend that you want to become President of the United States. It's a pretty big job to take on, considering you have to deal with foreign nations, unemployment, and 300 million American citizens. There must be some pretty big requirements to do that, right? Well, not exactly. Well, sort of. There are only 3 requirements. One is that you have to be 35 years old. The other is that you have to be a natural-born citizen. And finally, you have to live in America for 14 years. These 3 requirements may sound very simple at first, but not necessarily everyone who meets these requirements is going to become president right away. Not only that, but a couple of these things, such as the term natural-born citizen, are a lot more messier than they sound. I'll explain. Well, a natural-born citizen is anyone who was born in the United States, anyone born in American Samoa, Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, anyone born in a U.S. territory who has a parent who was an American citizen for at least 1 year, anyone born outside of the U.S. that has both parents as American citizens. Of course, this means that at least one of them has to be a U.S. citizen for 1 year or more. Anyone found in the U.S. who is under the age of 5 and has no parents which the U.S. government can identify. This only applies if they can't prove that the child's parents were illegal before he was 21. Anyone born outside the United States, as long as one parent has been an American citizen for 5 years or more and has experience within the military or U.S. diplomacy missions. Anyone born before 1934, March 24th, to an alien father and a U.S. citizen mother. All people born in Puerto Rico. Well, not only that, but the term "you must have lived in America for 14 years" is a little bit unclear. For example, it never says if these years have to be consecutive, or even if Puerto Rico or the American territories count as America. Despite some of these complexities, nearly anyone living in the U.S. could potentially become president at some point in their lifetimes. But there are a couple of things about past presidents that they all share in common. So far, almost every U.S. president has been a white male. Most are very independently wealthy, and many have had jobs as either lawyers or senators. Most presidents have also come from largely populated states. Most of them are Protestant Christians. Most U.S. presidents have a college education, came from large states, and are Protestant Christians. But there have been many changes from the norm. A prime example of this would be our current president, Barack Obama.
The president has many jobs. One of these is Commander-in-Chief. This means he commands all branches of the armed forces. Another is Chief Diplomat. He is in charge of negotiating with all other countries on matters such as foreign policy and national security. The president can also make executive orders. These have the full force of the law without having to wait to go through Congress and be voted into law. The president also appoints his heads of cabinet and ambassadors. This is important because it allows us to have good relations with other countries and deal with them as problems arise. The president appoints all Supreme Court and federal judges. He can also issue pardons to forgive someone of a crime. The president is also legislative leader. He signs all bills into laws and can veto bills that he doesn't want passed. The president is also head of state. He visits kings and queens and handles all diplomacy with other nations. The president is also economic leader. He helps the economy prosper, deals with unemployment, rising prices, and high taxes. The president has many powers. Among these are trade sanctions. He decides which countries we do and don't trade with. Another is he makes treaties. These can be peace treaties or other treaties with countries that are basically agreements. He receives foreign officials, and he also can call Congress into a special section to discuss issues he wants discussed.